So, do you expect work from home linked income tax deduction in for financial year 21 in budget this year?
Well, Aparajita, I really think that this is an area where the government should be coming out with some kind of relief for multiple reasons. One, as we know, that companies have really been able to run their business only because of this work from home situation in such a smooth manner, and employees really have had to invest to make sure that no, they do have some kind of facility at home as well. And if the same facilities were given at provided at office, they would not be taxable in the hands of individuals. So this is something that the government should definitely be looking at, and it could come in various forms. It could be either helping employers to provide infrastructure related benefits, say for instance, no extended home office, those kind of benefits, or maybe even allowances to meet that additional cost because they are incurring more on a data network cost. They are incurring more on maybe the utilities costs are also going up. The other advantage I think the work from home has really had on the broader economy is that now employees are not necessarily glued on only to the larger cities, right? They can do the same work even from anywhere. So in a way, it's spreading out the economy to a wider space. And keeping this in mind, I think the government should definitely provide kind of work from home related benefits to employees, which can either be increased standard deductions, it can be certain exemptions for these kind of benefits, a combination of both maybe.
And could there be a hike in tax rebate limit of 5 lakh taxable income, hiking it to 7 lakh or 10 lakh?
I think you've hit the nail on the head, because everywhere you look at the tax slabs under the regular income scheme, what we see is after 5 lakhs, employees up to 5 lakhs or taxpayers up to 5 lakh, because of that 87A rebate, end up with zero taxes. But somebody who crosses the threshold straight away jumps into a 20% tax bracket, and that sort of gives a feel that the marginal uh, tax payment that that person pays because of the change in rate is significantly high. I don't think the government will reduce the tax rates in that bracket, so maybe no, looking at it as a rebate in the form of an 87A is sort of looks to be a more practical approach, Aprajita.
And should we expect a change in tax slab structure this year?
For the regular system, I don't think so, because no, the government is sort of keen to make sure that they do have a wide taxpayer base. So I think the more practical approach which the government may look at is bringing in a rebate under Section 87A rather than no tweak with the rates itself. That's my take on it.
Yeah, all right. And could there be an additional COVID cess this year beyond health, beyond education and health cess of 4%? Could there be a COVID cess also?
God forbid. I would say that the tax rates in India, considering the surcharge that was introduced last year, and if you look at the maximum marginal rate, is pretty high. See, 37% surcharge on a 30% works out to about a whopping 42.74%. So that is a very high tax rate. And there are neighboring countries, take for instance Singapore and all that, which have much lower tax rates. So I think we shouldn't push the HNIs to a greater extent than what is possible. We don't really want migration of resources out to other countries to save taxes, right? So I don't think that would be a good idea to do that, and we don't expect. I personally don't expect that.
Right. And could there be residential status relief for NRIs who got stuck in India probably during lockdown? So could there be
I think
relief?
that is a long-standing ask, because, and this is a genuine issue that employees who were working abroad and have come back to India because of the COVID-related situations have really got no an additional tax implication on them because of the fact that no, they've not been able to travel. And I wouldn't say it is only a no restriction-related choice. It is also a personal choice that I wouldn't want to risk being stranded in a country when my home base is India. So, under that kind of a situation, I think a practical approach from the government that when the employment is overseas, the salary is being received overseas, just because the person got stranded in India because of this exceptional situation, that should not trigger a taxation in India. So a relief there would definitely be welcome. And I think the industry is really waiting for these guidelines. That's something which we should look at.
And will there be finally a hike in Section 80C limit beyond 1.5 lakh?
I think this is something we all hope for in every budget. And I think even in this budget, we are continuing to hope for that. We've not seen that happen except for a limited no extent of the government extending an additional no deduction of 50,000 for NPS related employee contributions. That is the only thing that's available beyond this 1.5 lakhs. But I think it's from a practical perspective, and if you look at the government really wanting to increase the savings of employees, so the government is looking at two things: one, increase the savings of employees, also increase that consumption. So I think it is a fine balancing, but savings is important given that we don't have too strong a social security structure. So increasing this was something that will definitely be welcome.
And what tax relief measures are expected for home buyers?
I think the government came out with one kind of an attempt where they tried to convert the LTC into deemed LTC, where if an investor invests in any kind of no purchase, that would have a tax relief. But that was provide for a limited period, and that did not really look only at home buyers, right? That was more on consumption and so on. So nothing has really been done for the real estate or the home buyers. And in fact, under the simplified tax regime, even the no deduction of 2 lakh, which is normally available for somebody who is no under the regular tax regime in terms of interest cost, even that is not available under the simplified tax regime. So this is something that has not augured well with the taxpayers. And I think the government should look at multiple things. One, this 2 lakhs has been there for a while, so maybe they should look at increasing that. There are also certain restrictions that this is not available under the simplified tax regime scheme. That should also, that may also not be a right approach. That should also be relooked at. So I would expect these two changes at the least.
What is your sense of budget 2021? What are your expectations?
This budget, I think there are a lot of expectations from the budget from a common man perspective. One, because they've gone through a difficult year in terms of the pandemic. This has impacted many families in terms of the take home. They've had to relocate because no, they may not because of the work from home situations, and they may be more comfortable working out of a remote location. There has been a lot of disruptions in the life of the common man, and I think that is one reason where the common man feels that he needs to be treated a little more tenderly, if I can use that word, from a budget perspective. And there have been statements made that this is going to be once in a 100-year kind of a budget. That also has, sort of expected, raised the expectations of the common man. I think some areas which the government definitely should be looking at is to see how the life of a common man in terms from a tax perspective is really eased out. Yes, we know that there is a simplified tax regime with lower rates, but given that that is depriving them of all kinds of exemptions and deductions, which otherwise they would have been eligible, I think the intake of this regime, um, based on what conversations I've been having with many corporates, seems to be on the lower side. So how can you make this a little more attractive scheme? That is something that the government should definitely look at. One suggestion is, of course, to make sure at least they are not deprived of benefits and deductions like relating to housing and so on. That is something which the government should definitely look at. I think the other aspect is more from an investment perspective, and an individual who would like to invest, say, in the equity market or in mutual funds, and also in the capital market. The current capital gains tax regime, to my mind, looks a little too complicated. So, a simplification in terms of clear categorization or simpler categorization, just keep what is the time period for short term and long term. little more simpler. Let us not have multitude of time frames for this, and also the tax rates. If they can be rationalized into one standard rate for all long term, that I think would be more welcome from an operational perspective. While the government has also looked at over a period of time of simplifying compliances, I still believe that the tax return forms which an employee has to wade through is still way too complicated for a layman. And that is another area which I think the government in long term should be looking at standardizing and simplifying.